From Adam's house and Gina's house and Brian's house, this is the Adam Carolla Show. Adam's guest today, Adam Ray. With Gina Grad on news, Bald Brian on sound effects, and Dave Damashek is here for good sports. And now, this morning he did a cold dunk in his pool, while the rest of his family did a cold dunk in a pool of Purell. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. A choice but to get on mandate. Get it on, and welcome to the show. Love that you guys are sticking with us through the quarantine. Good day, Gina Grad.
Day to you.
And Bald Brian. Shut that yitty mouth. Sonny Santino Carolla's in the studio with me, which is the theater, but he's taking pictures of me to post up. So we got that. As long as I got my little mule down here, Sonny, who's over the moon about this quarantine business. Sonny has a very potent combination of hating school and not giving two shits about the coronavirus, which is perfect. A perfect storm of enjoyment for him.
Right.
See, some people love school, so they're miserable. Mm-hmm. And then a larger group hates school, but is scared shitless of the coronavirus, so they're home, but scared and miserable.
Right.
This is win-win. He doesn't care about the coronavirus, and he hates school. And I think school hates him. You know, I mean, well, let's be fair. It's a two-way street, right? It's so easy just to go, I hate school. For sure, North Hollywood High hated me, and so did Walter Reed Middle School. Like
it's very, very rare that it goes one way and the other is like, I love school. They have no time for you, and vice versa.
Yeah, and I'm saying you never really hear about the other side of the story, which is, as much as you think you hate school, Sonny, the school hates you. You know what I mean? Not the physical building. You know, the building's agnostic at best. But I'm talking about the people in the building. Administrators, faculty, janitors, safety personnel.
All staff.
It's reciprocal, which is a word you don't know because you hate school.
So while you're sitting around going, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to go to school, the school is sitting around going, thank Christ Sonny's not here. See what I'm saying, Sonny? Would you like to say something onto the mic so people recognize you? And speaking of muling and schooling, I need a little less schooling, a little more muling. I need a ballpoint pen, but yell, I don't know, what's your rally cry? It's just a waste of my time?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
That's just a waste of my time. Also, go check out Fantasy BS and the Benchwarmers podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got
Nice
your plugs
plug.
in. Now, give me my pen. Mark Schnell. All right.
He's sounding like he's growing up. It's just a waste of my time.
I know. All right, Sonny, nice job. So I was talking to Dr. Drew moments ago, and I was getting all this interesting information about where we're at, coronavirus and stuff like that. And he let me know about this Illuminati thing that he's involved in. Kind of a
first rule of the Illuminati is you don't tell people about the Illuminati shit you're involved in.
It's a Freemason sort of thing. Well, no, he said that somebody put him on to this conference where it's just word of mouth. It's just doctors and clinicians and infectious disease people. And, you know, it's not a lot of plumbers and drywallers and things like that. And they talk about what's new or what's next or what's going on. So he got on to this conference and, you know, and I kept saying to him, like, send me the link or the newsletter or whatever it is. And he said, there is no link or newsletter. It's just this thing that he was on.
Speakeasy style.
He was able to like take a picture of it and send it to Max Zapata, and at the risk of outing people, it's so they start. It's this whole thing about what's going on with you. Anyway, the things that were being discussed when he got on was ketogenic diet, ketosis, and how that helped. The cold water plunge and how that helped. Vigorous exercise like sprinting, like really running hard. And then I said to Drew, well, you know, if you want to find out sort of where the truth is or what may benefit you, you can do this sort of technique where you just go the opposite direction, where you go, well, if people who have a compromised immune system are very susceptible to this coronavirus, And wouldn't it make sense that people had very strong immune systems weren't? And then I said, what are the chances that Laird Hamilton and Gabby Reese are going to get the coronavirus? And then Drew said, who's Laird Hamilton? And I said, are you fucking nuts?
You drink his coffee every
is it?
day.
I know. What's going on, Drew? But those guys have been taking the cold water plunge into then the extreme sauna.
Right.
Yeah.
And the extreme sauna, so now they're thinking that the hot is good, the cold is good, the vigorous exercise is good. Anything that gives your immune system a workout.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is this extreme exercise will probably not prevent you from catching the disease, but will certainly lessen, like I'm thinking like Rudy Gobert and any number of athletes who have it. These guys are, of course, doing extreme exercise. They're in peak physical condition. They still get it, but they're not exhibiting symptoms the way that someone with a normal immune system might.
It's a good question, and I haven't thought about these NBAers, and we haven't heard much. I haven't heard much about the follow-ups.
English Premier League soccer players, and they're in.
Oh yeah. So what you're saying is what I'm saying is I don't think there's anything that can prevent you from exposure, and I don't think there's anything that can prevent it from entering your body. It's sort of what your body does with it once it's entered. You know what I mean? So if you are compromised, you die. If you're Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, you have a 2-week whatever. And if you're an extreme athlete, maybe you have the sniffles and don't even know you have it. You know what I mean? I'm starting to think it's a spectrum kind of a thing. Like, what does it do to the person? I don't know that there's much chance. I don't think an elite athlete can avoid it more than someone who's compromised. Sure. But I'd say what happens once it enters them. And so I suspect, I haven't heard much. I've heard some celebrity update stuff, but I haven't heard. That's a good point, Brian, which is these guys that are 7% body fat, 25 and elite athletes and in great shape. What is it doing to them? And so far, I haven't heard anything.
I have the same question, and let me throw this out there. I don't want this to come off as insulting to Dr. Drew, because Drew's one of the smartest people I've ever met. Why don't we talk to like an epidemiologist or someone like whose field this is? I mean, Drew's a smart dude. He's a doctor, but like, why don't we talk to like someone whose field this is?
I'd be fine with it. I did talk to Dr. Shiva, and I'm screwing up his last name because it's a really long one, but he did talk to me quite a bit about the immune system and how important and strength. And I agree. I think we should try to book someone whose specialty is the immune system. But so Shiva, what they were talking, yes, yeah, the guy's got a little bit of got a little Dr. Drew, and he's got a little Bond villain.
Ooh, where do we sign?
But he has 4 degrees from MIT, and he talks shit. And he's Indian, which is awesome.
Wow.
So the cold water, good. So what the thinking is the cold water or the extreme hot sauna or the running wind sprints as opposed to walking on a treadmill or even jogging on a treadmill. When your body gets thrown into the freezing cold water, it reacts. It has to function. It has to move. Yes.
All these things have in common that I think is elevated heart rate. So I'm guessing if you get your heart rate up to a certain point, you know what I mean? Like you're probably in that zone where you're doing the cold water plunge, or you're running a sprint or whatever it is.
I don't know that it's directly correlated to heart rate, because when I get in the pool, I don't have it. But if I get in the sauna, I don't get an increased heart rate. But my body's still working, like it's sweating.
It's sweating, yeah, man.
It's the whole point is engaging your system. So if you're going to build 5 pounds of muscle throughout the course of 2020, like Bald Brian is aimed for, then you need to engage your muscles. Yeah. You have to put some resistance on your muscles. As Drew talked about, the sort of neuroplasticity of, if you'd like to develop your brain, you have to do puzzles. and challenges
Sure.
and Rubik's Cubes and play
Mental
chess and
workout.
things like, right. So you sit around and binge watch Locked Up Abroad, you're probably going to atrophy a little bit. But if you're constantly, and they talk about, you want to stave off Alzheimer's, you do crossword puzzles every day or keep the brain engaged.
Yeah.
Okay. So to me, you've got the brain engaged, strengthening that, developing the brain, doing the crossword puzzles. The body, you're down in the weight room, you're working on the body. Then to me, the third is that immune system, and that needs to be engaged as well. It needs to fight against something. It needs to strengthen itself. It needs to drill, so to speak. So I was just, Max, I don't know what you got from what Drew sent, but the cold water plunge, again, I don't know, get up in the morning, turn the shower to cold, and let it run on you for 30 seconds. Have your body fight
Seize
something.
up.
Wake up.
Yeah.
The keto diet we talked about. Stress yourself a little bit. Push yourself a little bit. I'd be curious where everyone else is coming down, where all the athletes, all the guys in the Premier League, like Brian said, and that sort of stuff. I'd be curious. I'll bet their prognosis is pretty good. Max, Pat, did you have anything, or he just sent you that screenshot?
He just sent me those screenshots, and they're a little blurry. One of them I can't read, but the ketosis one you can kind of make out. Ken will put it back up.
Right. So, all right, there are things you can do other than sit around and worry, and I would say building up your immune system so that when this thing crossed your path, it was, look, you're trying to make this, it's an earthquake. It's either going to be 7.7, it's going to devastate the village, or it's going to be a 3.7 tremor, and you're going to lose a little china that fell off a shelf. That's how we want to make this coronavirus. And I think if you strengthen yourself, you can lessen its effects. All right, Max Pata, did we have what did we have? We were
I have an unprepared clip if you want to check that out. Remember
well,
we're talking about crowds?
We're talking about Britney Spears.
Yeah, yesterday when we were talking about Britney Spears, reminded you of you actually got the word Britney Spears when we were in Cleveland.
Oh, nice.
I like people that go with proper nouns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Now, all bets are off on the one word. But you guys know I don't have a lot of Britney Spears material, so this is pretty pure. And it's I told Max Bad to find it after Gina did her bang on Britney Spears from yesterday's show. So we'll play you this. And where can you go? Go to the Adam Carolla YouTube page?
Yeah, youtube.com/Adam Carolla. We'll be posting unprepared clips and these video chats that we're doing if you guys want to watch how we do this.
You can see us all there. All right, here it is. Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears. Yeah. I miss my I gotta tell you, with Britney, this one's on me, but I totally missed my beat off window with her. Like at the very beginning, she was in that schoolgirl's outfit with the knee-high socks, and I was like, hey man, that seems pretty jackable, you know? I took a look at myself in the mirror. I didn't like what I saw staring back at me. I was like, come on, it's fucking 16 and a half. You can't jack off to that. I'm like, all right, you're right. But I can keep my eye on her. I'll keep my eye on her. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, you're on the clock, Britney. You're on the cock. Not yet. A little too young. Not a weirdo. But Daddy's coming. Daddy's coming for you. And then I got fucking lazy, and I got soft, and I forgot about Britney. Next thing you know, I see her popping up, there's like, she shaved her head, she's insane. I'm like, oh fuck, I can't jack off to that. They grow up so fast. I'm gonna talk to my son. I'm gonna go like, right now, there's probably some young, hot YouTube star that you feel weird about beating off to. I get it, but fucking mark the calendar, because Let's not end up like your poor dad. Son, ask me how much seed I've spilled. Son, sorry. Ask your dad how much seed I've spilled to Britney Spears' image. How much, Papa? 0! It's too late now. The Spears ship has sailed. Now don't let that happen to you. All right, bring your sister in. I want to talk to her about other things. Fucking missed that window, man. It's on me. I'm gonna have to live with it. She said, I don't know, do you guys want to live in a world where Britney Spears is no longer jackable? Because that's where we're living. I'm the mayor of that town. Well, thank you, because it's been super cathartic for me. So I've been wanting to share this with a large group for a while now. Never really could, the timing was never right, you know what I mean? Remember I was visiting my dad, I kind of wanted to get into it, but it just start talking about my sister, and I just kind of had to take my foot off the accelerator, you know?
And there's my Britney Spears jackable.
Like I said, I'm not a weirdo.
I love saying very weird things and then announcing I'm not a weirdo as I'm saying weird things. Mike August in a cosmic turnabout is fair play. Me today.
Ask for toilet paper.
Yes, he called me today. He was very upset. I asked him where he was. He told me he was standing in line at the Costco, that there were 75 people in front of him, that his wife had been tipped off to a semi truck. It's like Goodfellas, you know, it's like Goodfellas.
That's
Like
right.
Lufthansa's got like, people are like talking into their watches, like, okay, they're talking into their sleeve, like, okay, there's a Smart and Final truck eastbound on Western Street, ETA 17 minutes. Like everyone's trying to time the truck, you know.
Hold.
Right. So
he gets the guy's ID. You might think you know who we are. We know who you are.
Right. So Mike got a tip that the truck was dropping off a bunch of toilet paper. Oh, he sent a picture to you, Max Spada?
Oh, no.
Wow.
He sent it to me and I couldn't open it. I didn't know if it was his Android, but we're looking at this picture. I mean, it's as long as the eye can see of him inside a big box. I think he said it was at a Costco. I can't recall. But shipment of toilet, Walmart, sorry. Toilet paper arrived. He was waiting in line, and it was very funny as he was lamenting this lot in life where he was stealing toilet paper only years ago, young and gay, stealing toilet paper, not a care in the world.
Hey,
and
Mike, he's talking about you fuck ass.
Standing in line, waiting for toilet paper. Although your only reaction can be great amusement, right?
Oh, of course. It's the sweet irony.
It's the sweet irony of life. So Mike was super angry that he was standing in a toilet paper line.
He booked a flight to Denver just to get more toilet paper.
We got our favorite tweets or liked tweets. I like favorite tweets better, but you got liked tweets. Do you have that, Max Spada?
Here's the tweets he liked. He didn't reply because he cannot type. Here's the tweets he liked. Send him by you to piss him off all day and all night. Here's the tweets he liked.
All right. Do we have the one the guy sent me about rocketry and pollution?
Yeah, this is at JustinCSU09. 4 hours ago, he tweeted you, Adam, have one of your lackeys check out this video. There's a nice graphic showing how leaf blowers are 100 times worse for the environment than an F-150. So we got the video for you, and Keelan will throw it up.
And by the way, remember, it's not just an F-150 you'll see in the video. It's the Raptor. It's the James Brolin mobile. It is a trophy truck, a Baja trophy truck with 33 inches of suspension travel that is street legal. It's a monster truck. It's not just a stock F-150, but we'll play the clip.
Here's something we should actually be focusing on before we worry about rockets. Two-stroke internal combustion engines. You know, those small, cheap engines that power leaf blowers, chainsaws, lawnmowers, and some jet skis. They only burn about 70% of the gas that you put into them cleanly. The rest actually becomes pollutants like carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, and hydrocarbons. Tests found that an Echo two-stroke leaf blower is actually a horrible polluter, generating 23 times the carbon monoxide and nearly 300 times more non-methane hydrocarbons, or NMHCs, than a Ford F-150 SVT Raptor. So to put that into perspective, the hydrocarbon emissions from about a half-hour yard work with a two-stroke leaf blower are about the same as driving 2,000 kilometers from Florida to Portland, Maine in a 2011 Ford F-150 SVT Raptor.
Oh my God.
So here's my thing. All the Planeteers out there, you can talk all the fuck you want about windmills and getting cars off the road. If you don't stop or start talking about leaf blowers and all this two-stroke shit out there, I'm not listening. Yeah. You've got to talk about that shit.
They're a scourge, and there's almost no, like, they're unpleasant to listen to, they're unpleasant to walk by, and they're bad for the environment. It's the worst trifecta ever.
Well, also in a day of airborne diseases, you just blowing everything. Yeah. You're weaponizing everything. I mean, when you walk, if you think about how lung-centric and friendly we are these days. There's all the coronavirus stuff, but then there's such a thing as third-hand smoke. It's the smoke that's in the fabric of the person that smoked before they left the house.
The curtains, the carpet,
whatever. You're just walking through a vortex of airborne particles and poisons. Look, until we start discussing that, I'm not really listening to the other stuff we're talking about, because this is the top of the leaderboard. It's like, I look at the leaf blowers sort of like I look at like China and India. Like, look, if we're talking about a Green New Deal and we're talking about protecting the environment, fine, I'm all ears. If we're not talking about China and India and parts of Africa, a lot of developing nations, then I don't know what we're going to do. And if we're going to talk about LA and getting cars off the road, then I want to talk about leaf blowers. And not only leaf blowers, it's all the two-stroke shit. The leaf blowers just weaponizes everything, but all the lawnmowers and all the garden equipment and everything, it's, again, it's a Ford Raptor. What do you need to get a Ford Raptor off the road for when you have leaf blowers? And also, we don't live on freeways. You know, most of us are lucky enough to live several blocks away from a freeway. When you go down your street and there's 2-3 leaf blowers going at it, you're living on a freeway now. Like, you're walking your dog, the mountain is come to Mohammed. So that was my latest tweet with the leaf blower. What other tweet topics do we have?
So we got this. We got a follow up. Everybody's been loving Dawson's mashups with your dad's trumpet playing, but a guy named Jim Briggs, that hella Jim Briggs, played some guitar to accompany your dad's trumpet playing.
Oh, a jam band.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, he calls it the Jim Jam.
Yeah, play the same song. Let's see what it sounds like. It sounds different. Or what it sounds like.
Jazz guitar. This is so pleasant.
This is brunch music. He made it so palatable.
Oh, so enjoyable.
All right, and we'll hear the second one. Oh,
and he's in his I Agree With Me t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. $3,600 with tax.
Nice.
Thank you, Jim Jam, featuring Jim Carolla. Yeah, that made it very palatable.
That was some
Yeah.
good slow dance music.
Chris, where can we find that guy's music? Let's give him a plug. Is his music anywhere? Do we have?
Well, that clip is from YouTube, but if you follow him at Hella Jim Briggs
There you
on
go.
Twitter,
There you
he's been tweeting it all.
He's great.
All right, Adam.
We have one more. Give me our choices. I'll just do one more.
All right, we have Pitbulls or Ellen.
Oh.
Oh, we have Pitbulls howling. Let's go, Ellen. This is one.
Okay, well, everybody's been tweeting you this one, but Ellen
Yes.
was called the meanest by former fans and employees, and Gina has a little bit on that.
Former fans. and employees.
Yeah, I got the tweets. So apparently, Ellen is being blasted online by former fans and employees for her mean behavior. Comedian Kevin T. Porter sent out a tweet on Friday urging people to send, quote, the most insane stories they've heard about Ellen DeGeneres in an effort to fundraise for the Los Angeles Food Bank. Porter's initial tweet has since garnered 1,000 replies, probably more since then. So this was his initial tweet. Right now, we all need a little kindness, like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She also is notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean, and I'll match every one with $2 to the LA Food Bank. And boy, did the responses roll in. I have maybe 10 of them in front of me right now.
Give us 3 good ones.
All right, let's see here.
They need to be former employees, I think.
I think these are all former employees, yeah, or at least it's third party. Like, oh, guess what my friend told me why she got fired. Here's a good one.
You know what I said to Max Zapata? I said, when you douchebags start one of these chains with me, I said, it will be robust, but there will be people to refute it. There will be people chiming in going, a handful of proud, honest Americans will go, I worked with Adam Carolla and he was nothing but pleasant. There will be a few.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a few. I don't know that we're finding that with Ellen, but continue.
All right, here's a couple. Well, I'll start with this one because many people listening will probably know this person's name, Karen Kilgariff. She's a comedian. I think she writes on Baskets, and she has that big, mega runaway hit true crime comedy podcast called My Favorite Murder. I imagine this is the Karen they're talking about. It says Karen Kilgariff was head writer for 5 years until the writer's strike. When Karen wouldn't cross the picket line, she was fired, and Ellen never spoke to her again. This one is fantastic.
But she dances. She dances. She's such a she loves dogs. She loves rescues and dancing. And
that's right. Ellen has a sensitive nose, so everyone must chew gum from a bowl outside her office before talking to her. And if she thinks you smell that day, you have to go home and shower. A new staff member was told every day she picks someone different to really hate. It's not your fault. Just suck it up for the day, and she'll be mean to someone else the next day. They didn't believe it up until it ended up being entirely true. Oh, this one is just from somebody who happened to be her server that day. I worked at Real Food Daily, that's a restaurant here in LA, served her and Portia at brunch. She wrote a letter to the owner and complained about my chipped nail polish. Not that it was on her plate, but that it was on my hand. I had worked till closing the night before, and this was the next morning. It almost got me fired.
What? The owner should have published the letter.
And there's more. I mean, there's dozens more.
So again, my whole thing is picture a cake, like a big cake, and you just take your finger and you get a little shot of frosting on it and you put it in your mouth and you go, all right, now I know what that cake's about. And then someone goes, what about the middle part of the cake? You didn't taste that. And I go, true. I just got a finger full, but I got a pretty good idea of what's going on.
I got what I need.
Cake. And they go,
might change it slightly, but I got a pretty good idea.
You didn't taste the backside of the cake. And I'm like, yep, I just got a little fingerful.
There's a candy flower on top.
And when I did Ellen, and her segment producer and or staff was scared shitless, I was like, something's going on here. Like, think about what the stories you just heard, and now picture a guy coming in my room going, you're not going to talk about barbecuing, are you? I go, no, I'm plugging a book. Okay, so no meat talk, right?
Just so we're clear.
Yeah, and I go, yeah, no, just the stuff we went over, the kids and the wife and the stuff. Okay, yeah, okay, because no barbecue, no meat talk. Yeah, no. Okay. And then the guy leaves. Then the guy comes back 5 minutes before I'm walking on stage. Okay, just one more time. No No meat talk at all. No hot links. No. Now I'm starting to think I'd like to talk about meat.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why is this person so scared?
Yeah.
What is going on here? And oh, that's me and Ellen, and I'm
with the
showing
children.
a picture of the kids. But I realize,
Are they made of meat?
yeah, just like the frosting thing. I'm like, what's going on? Why is everyone here so scared shitless? And you're talking to somebody who has done Kimmel's show 55 times, who's done Leno's show 25 times, who's done Donnie and Marie, who's done
the drop off after Leno.
Sinbad, Terry Bradshaw's home team.
The Dana Carvey show.
I have done I've done Vibe, and I've done every show but Thick of the Night. Like I've
Thick of the Night.
You guys forgot how many shows there were between 1997 and 2003. Like how many
We sure did.
Daytime, nighttime. You forget about Vibe, like shows like that.
Completely.
You forget about the Magic Johnson shows.
The Magic Hour.
100%.
Magic Hour. You forget all the daytime, the Donnie Marie's. Like there was Terry Bradshaw had a show. Like everybody had a show, and Drew and I did all of them. And the only time I met scared people was Ellen's show. Letterman, I met nervous people.
Skittish.
Scared eventually gives way to nervous. Like after 22 years of being scared, you're just kind of nervous. It's like how you are,
You didn't do Rosie, did you? Because that was New York.
No, I never did Rosie. And Rosie,
I think it was New York.
I mean, I've done The View. I've done the Wendy Williams. I'm trying to think of the shows I've done, but
The View, The Chew, The Talk.
The Talk, the Now.
We need you on the
Real.
Red Table Talk.
I think Rosie was going off the air by the time I got into show business. Remember, our buddy Danny Two Sheets was her producer, and at some point he got tired of firing everybody, but it was okay because then he got fired. So
He had to fire himself.
Rosie just fired everybody. So I probably would have experienced that if I'd gone and done Rosie. Max Power, what was her show? Was 95 to 99 or something? I'm trying to think of like when that show was on.
While he looks that up, because you mentioned meat specifically, I should have included this one. Someone said, was working on a show at the WB that was next to her stage. It was our showrunner's 50th birthday, caterer grilling steaks outside for a special fancy lunch. Ellen sent someone over to demand they stop as she doesn't eat meat. She's the worst.
All right. Now, once again, no qualms with being a douchey boss. I myself am a douchey boss. But I don't pretend that I'm not. That's the thing.
That's the divide.
We respect the hell out of you for that.
Quiet, Baldy. This is my
Sorry,
mic.
boss.
No, I'm saying is, I don't fucking dance. That's the whole thing. There are many bosses. Look, I'm sure Johnny Carson was a douchebag, but he sat there and smoked and made fun of Ed being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
At least he was consistent.
And he
That's
was
all I'm
happy
saying.
to not invite you to the couch.
Right. I don't mind this world is littered with douchey bosses who are successful. I just don't like the facade of the Saccharine suite against the reality of the douchey boss. Just own it. By the way, no greater example than Rosie of owning it now.
Yeah.
For lost time.
Owns it.
She debuted in 96.
Rosie did. Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
And how long did she go for? Do you know?
Well, it says it went to 2002, and then it's back in 2020 again.
Oh, it's back. Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
we should check that out because I bet there's a new vibe. It's a little less pastel.
We should get
going
you booked.
on. Yeah. All right. Let me hit BetterHelp. That's what I wanted to say. BetterHelp. Life is stressful. Could all use a little help out there. You don't know where to get it? I know where to get it. BetterHelp Online Counseling, licensed counselors who specialize in issues including depression, anxiety, complicated relationships, grief, trauma, anger, and more. Schedule secure video or phone session, plus securely exchange unlimited messages. Just fill out the questionnaire and tell them what you need, what you're feeling, what you want. Get matched with a counselor and start communicating in under 24 hours. If you're unhappy with your counselor, you can easily request a new therapist anytime, no additional charge at all. Look, we're all going through it these days, and nobody wants to leave the house. Well, hop online, get on your phone, talk to a counselor, and work it out, man, with BetterHelp, right, Dawson?
Adam Carolla Show listeners will get 10% off their first month with discount code Carolla. That's betterhelp.com/Carolla. Why not get help? betterhelp.com/Carolla.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back with Adam Ray right after this.
And now, Sonny Carolla reads a tweet from James Woods.
Hillary will attack Biden like the facehugger in Alien. She will be president in a month after the election. The best part for her is avoiding the debates and the campaign trail. He gets elected and she pops out of his chest like the baby alien, ready to take over the world.
Now, back to the Adam Carolla Show.
You know, the boy is going to be unemployable from an educational standpoint, but I also want him to be socially untouchable as well. So I want to bank all these James Wood reads so that he has zero chance.
Twofer.
Adam Ray is joining us from his hacienda. Where are you, Adam?
I'm in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, no. Don't drink any aquarium cleaner.
That's right. I got that in the news.
Don't tell me how to live my life, Brian.
What are you doing over there, Unabomber?
Well, you can't you can't take any chances even during a podcast. So no, I'll demask for this because I want to see you guys. I'm down here with my folks trying to I don't know, not get cabin fever in Los Angeles. Also down here, people aren't as concerned. They're I don't think the true freak out has hit the great state of Arizona yet.
Did you drive out there?
Even that we didn't want to take chances. We hitchhiked, and I got to be honest, the coronavirus has made people a lot more trusting of strangers in denim when they're just cruising down the 10 freeway in jean shorts with the zipper down, which basically to me as a hitchhiker says I'm willing to play the game.
It's an invitation.
Because there's the do-si-do that goes, when you're hitchhiking, you can't just be, the smile ain't good enough anymore. You got to be offering up some sort of service, but you don't want to be obvious. You don't want to be doing that motion when they drive by.
Right.
So we're all trying to figure it out.
Did you're staying with your mom and your stepdad, right?
Oh no! I mean, my folks are in Seattle, quarantine. My girlfriend's folks are down here.
Oh, your girlfriend's
so that's where
folks. Sorry.
Yeah. So there's like a little backyard, and a little patio, and it's just
nice.
We're at my spot in LA. There's no yard. It's just street. So to have some sort of sky and like mountains here is minimizing the anxiety.
Give us as a stand-up, Adam. Give us a date that if you had a magic wand right now, or I had a magic wand, and we said, look, I shouldn't say magic wand, but I just mean like an over-under date of when you could do your next stand-up appearance. Like if I said, well, you're not going to be doing anything until mid-August, you'd go, fuck, no, that's too long. And if I said, well, you can start this weekend, you'd go, okay, good, great. What would be that sort of acceptable date for you? Like, what would be a date where you'd go, it'd be tough, but I'd be happy to be back to work by this date?
If you said mid-August, I'd raise you a Mike August and say that's probably who I'll be doing stand-up for through Instagram Live, because I think a live audience is, oh God, you know what? Look, if Trump goes ahead and says, Easter, which by the way, I love that he has chosen Easter as our day to resume life, he couldn't have thrown a little bit of a bone to Passover. Like,
Thank you.
Again,
You're
just
right.
shafted. But whatever. But I do think, look, it's kind of like a day by day thing. You kind of go how you're feeling. Like, have I watched the movie It's Complicated 3 times? Yeah. It's it's not that great of a movie, but in these times you've got way more time to kind of focus on things you hadn't before. And I've watched it all the way through, and Krasinski is underrated in that film. I do think that stand-up is going to fully resume, probably where people are coming to shows and not worried about, because there will be a point where they go, hey, you can go to shows now if you want to, but I still think there's going to be a large number of people that are like, is it all good though? Like, is it gone? Is it like, do the people work there? Have they been?
Well, when do you think the date would be if you had to guess? And
all right, the
now,
date.
unfortunately,
you want a hard number.
Well, not unfortunately, but many of the clubs we work at are in LA or in New York, so these places are it's a little tougher than Phoenix, but there's clubs in Phoenix as well. Might they open in a different order? Maybe Phoenix will go to work before New York City goes to work for the stand-ups. That makes sense to me.
That does make sense. And actually, I'm real good friends with the guy. He used to book the Hollywood Improv, who along with Joel, Matt Coleman, who runs Stand Up Live and Tempe Improv, and he actually was joking with me. He's like, if things resume and you're down here, he's like, I'm not going against the idea of like a residency for a little bit, just if people aren't willing to come all the way through and just have a few people here. But I think if there is a hard date to look at, I don't think any stand-up club reopens until minimum May 1st.
May Day.
What percentage of your living is stand-up dates? All right, let me rephrase it. How much is gay porn pay?
Let's reconstruct this.
Yeah.
It depends on how much I'm given. If I'm walking on set like this, not very much.
Right.
If it's down to here,
oh sure, a deep V.
Maybe I get to
deep V.
Yeah, if it's a deep V, I get to open and close the shoot. No, I think I'd say probably stand-up is 40%.
Oh, it's under 50% of your livelihood.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also with things like corporate gigs kind of going away as well.
Yeah.
Right. So in a way that's going
Look, it's a dip. Voiceover is the bread and butter, and I'm able to do that still remotely. But even that right now is kind of taking a hit. I mean, there's it's slowed down. It's not, and there's some auditions for acting that I'm putting on tape, but
I want to get everyone's opinion on this one. My take will be that once the clubs open, I feel like people will rush in, and it's going to be less of the trickle in. Maybe it's a different crowd that rushes in, but I think they're going to rush in. That's my take. Gina, we'll just go around the table. What do you think?
My initial thought was people are way too scared when they're told to, shelter in place and stay at home. They're going to, be a little too timid to get back out there. But who am I kidding? 1 week, a week and a half into a quarantine, and people are climbing up the walls and wanting to divorce their wives and eating everything they've ever had in their fridge. I think you're right. I think once the green light's given, people want to get the fuck out of the house.
Yeah, Brian.
I agree with the other part of what you said, which is so I'm thinking about it like football, like high school football or Pop Warner football. Like it's becoming more of a regional sport. Like, there's less parents in California and New York that are letting their kids play, and it's going to be a very, very popular sport still in Texas and Ohio and Florida. Like I can see stand-up comedy opening big regionally, like in certain parts of the country where people are more eager to either get out or for whatever reason, maybe they're philosophical opposition to the social distancing, but I think it'll be more regional is my guess.
Well, you'll be glad that my Cracker Jack or Jack Off son just handed me the
Cracker Jack Off.
Cracker Jack Off son just handed me.
See, By the way,
And
Cracker Jack, can we add that? Can we add that into the baseball? If baseball comes back, can we add that product into the song? Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack me up. Buy me, I don't care. I mean, there's a way to use the two together.
Good.
Yes, a scant 46 and a half minutes into the show, he handed me the rundown with Adam Ray's plugs as well. Yeah, my head on it is there's going to be a group of people who is going to wait until the end of the year before they go back anywhere, but there's going to be a group, sort of like my Tough Mudder crowd, while one group is strung out on opioids and playing Fortnite 23 hours a day. The other group was crawling on their elbows under barbed wire. Like there's going to be a hardcore, there's going to be dudes out there with their shirts off, like smoking 2 cigarettes and spitting into each other's mouths. It's going, fuck it, I'm here.
Now, where do the CrossFit people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Where do the CrossFit people fall into this when things do resume? Are they, because that's that whole group workout thing. Like, there's a lot of wiping down in between, but does that slow momentum of what you're trying to achieve?
The CrossFitters.
That's a cult, man.
Yeah, I'm really worried.
Anything could take those people down.
Yeah, no kidding.
They're so goddamn fit.
Yeah.
The
One
men are
big cracker
pretty
giant.
fit.
Virus.
Yeah. Those events, like you see the Netflix docs on those things, and they carry the giant bells, and they're dragging them across a thing and doing 70 push-ups, and it's fucking nuts.
Right.
I had a conversation.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Well, do you think my brain immediately goes to things like, all right, this virus is getting all the attention. It's the headline on every sort of discussion or news outlet or whatnot. And the same way that when the Oscars come around and there's one movie that kind of just takes the cake, and then everything else kind of gets thrown under the bridge, and everyone's like, did you hear about that? That Denise Richards movie? That's the first name that came to my head. Probably not in Oscar contention.
So what you're saying is basically coronavirus is La La Land.
Right.
Yeah. So what's the I don't know. What's the what's a movie that was kind of a sleeper that didn't get a lot of press because La La Land was so big? I don't know. Philadelphia too.
Hustlers, maybe, something like that.
There
a
you
smaller
go.
movie.
Yeah. So my question is, what STD are we gonna just not even know about that could be affecting all of us quietly that stars Ben Affleck?
I should announce that my crabs have corona.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's my celebrity.
By the way, how come nobody's written a parody song for COVID-19 to the melody of "Come On, Eileen"?
Oh, that's good, because we're so into My Corona,
right?
That
we're loving it.
Corona, but we got Rich Banks working on Corona Baby song as we get into this. I was
Come
thinking
on, Eileen is good.
So
I might do that.
We've been. I've never checked. How do you spell "come" and "come on, Eileen"?
I think it's C-O-M-E. Yeah.
Are you
I don't
sure?
think you're that in your face about it. Hold on.
I've seen it printed. Yeah.
Well,
I think it's
Brian talks. Now, is it not C-U-M? Come on,
I am
Eileen.
I'm willing to push all the chips into the middle of the table on C-O-M-E.
But you don't know. But you don't know.
I can't say for 100% sure. No, I can't.
But the band was Dexy's Midnight Humpers. So
again, I'm willing to push the chips in the middle of the table on this.
Okay, look it up. Look it up.
Sounds like a question for Bing.
Google me right. All right.
Hold on.
I was thinking we're doing this bit called Winners of the Coronavirus, and we're talking about Major League Baseball and Houston Astros, and caught up in drug scandals and things like that. Dawson and Max Zapata, if you're listening, the real winners in the coronavirus situation, I mean, the true winners, sign language personnel. I've seen a district selectman is talking to 5 people in his constituency, and there's 2 guys next to him with the fucking hand jive going on next to him. First off, by the way, based on what I've seen, if somebody said to me, "Hey, Adam, I know a great gal. I'd like to set you up with her. She's a sign language interpreter." I'd go, I don't like the big gals. I don't want the cushion for the pushing. Like these guys, when their hands aren't spelling shit out, they're holding a fucking Quiznos. I think some of those people have to put a sandwich down in order to do their job. I think if you kept the news thing going after the rap, you'd see them bend down and pick up a hoagie.
Yeah,
these are some big people, and their hands are moving a mile a minute. But the coronavirus is to the sign language. What do we call these people? Do we have a
interpreters, sign language interpreters?
Interpreters, I think.
It's weird because they're not interpreting; they're pushing it out to the heavens. But do they call them interpreters?
I think sign language is considered when I was in college, you could take it as like a foreign language class, like sign language.
All right, so the sign
language greedy gesture thieves.
Yeah, gesture thieves. The sign language interpreters. This to them, the coronavirus is to them. Make sure and tell Brad you heard it here first. What Christmas used to be to midgets. This is their time. This is where they get all the work.
Why don't you tell Brad? He's under my table.
Oh, is he under there?
Come on out. Brad, where are you?
Oh, is he there? Oh, did he scurry away?
Crafty bastard. That crafty bastard. I think he scurried away. He's somewhere. If an owl gets Brad, I will never forgive myself.
Oh, no. Don't let him out at night. Do not let him out at night. You bring him in when the street lights come on. I've lost many a dwarf to an owl.
Adam Ray wakes up and he's doing Mortal Kombat with a scorpion.
Do you have a coyote situation over there as well, Adam? Because that's a situation.
Yes.
Okay. Bring him in at night. Like you got to bring the lapdogs in at night when you live up in the hills.
What about the cat food? Leave the cat food out for him?
The cat food attracts the owls and the coyotes, which will make off with Brad. They'll take your comedy partner off. Now, I never had to worry about that with Kimmel. He was robust. But you do. This is a very big part for you.
Real struggle.
So the sign language interpreters, their business is up 7,000%.
Lots of public officials making addresses.
These guys used to hang out, have to wait for library to open or something. They'd leave their apartment once every 4 months to go stand next to some person you've never heard of. These guys are front and center. And every single proclamation by any city official cannot be done without one of these people standing. Literally, they're up staging them. Like, they're not standing behind them. They're standing in front. And some of these people are big. You got to see around these people. I couldn't even find Garcetti, his last one. All I saw was a mountain of rugby shirts.
Imagine standing in front of the lead singer of a band. Imagine if there was somebody signing in front of Bono.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Adam, because this clip is actually making the rounds right now, and it's this interpreter who does concerts. He's doing a concert, and he also does the coronavirus. He was just recently seen doing a coronavirus report, so you can see that there's a lot of range in the sign language interpreting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
goes for it.
This guy's probably only 35 pounds overweight, so he's considered the skinny Minnie Miller of the sign language interpreters.
Chris, I'm looking for, I don't know if you can find it, but the one that I believe is it's either Garcetti or Newsom. She is an African-American woman and
I know.
sassy and amazing, and you can't take your eyes off of her.
I know. And
now, if you're bald, if you're this guy and you're bald with this big beard, is that the equivalent of a female interpreter with just huge boobs that's very distracting?
I
couldn't take my eyes off that guy's beard.
Of my life, I don't know, is it?
I think that guy, are we looking at your tits now?
Come on, Gina, prove
I can sign all of you light of my life.
I think this guy, getting back to being busy during the Christmas season, this guy's not only busy during the sign language season, but this guy's worked a few malls. He's had a few kids sit on his lap. This guy's going Chris Kringle.
Now, does he go sign Santa? Is he like a signing Santa only?
Oh,
like,
interesting.
For the hearing impaired?
He goes to the schools of the deaf?
Oh, I hope that's true.
Wow, that would be great. That's a little nuts. That's a nice button on the story.
He just keeps
you just made up.
And what'd you want, little Jimmy? A cochlear device? Okay, let me write that down. Let's see. All right, a little implant.
Tim, you want a dry erase board?
Another steno pad, huh? Okay. A bass drum, so you know when the ball's being snapped. Interesting.
Oh,
That's good.
nice. Yeah.
So
What is that, a Gary Gaetti signed headshot? Yeah, we can probably get that for you.
This is the best time ever to be a sign language interpreter. These people,
I think so.
Charge, but they're probably gouging. You know, they're probably asking a premium like a hotel during the summer months. You know,
they're in demand.
Crowded, yeah. They got to make their hay while the sun is shining. They're going to go back to nothing when this thing blows over. But
community theater, standing on the edge of the stage.
I was watching. Max Zapata sent me over the guy from Baltimore. I think the mayor of Baltimore. By the way, you know you're living in a shit town when the mayor's like, "Hey, look, I got an announcement. Could you stop shooting each other for just a few minutes? Because it frees up the hospital." And it's funny. He's like, look, the senseless violence, the motivated violence that has a context.
I get that.
I get it.
There's a place for that.
Yeah, the guy's fucking your sister, or he gave you the stink eye. By all means,
not cool.
Shooting that guy. I'm talking about just senseless.
That guy cut in front of you at a Staples.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the headline is on Yahoo News. Baltimore's mayor urges residents to stop shooting each other because hospitals need beds for coronavirus patients.
This is the world we live in.
Yes. I would like to, when this thing blows over, I'd like to speak to Baltimore about some of these proclamations and what we may do with them, because we don't want to go back to business as usual. All right, residents, you may get back to senselessly killing each other.
As you were.
But when Chris sent me a tape of this guy, he had the sign language guy standing next to him, and he may have been talking to 5 people. Do you think there's a hierarchy amongst the sign language guys? Like, do you go?
Oh, for sure.
Like, what are you doing? I'm doing the Baltimore mayor. Oh, local stuff. That's cute. I'm kind of a national guy. I mean, I do the national stage.
Yeah,
I do the White House.
Yeah, I don't
I'm doing the Democratic convention. Oh, cool. I'm actually doing the DARE graduation for my son's. Right. It's fifth through sixth, but they're actually going to bring some of the 4th graders in because some of them are already smoking pot. So
hey, that's cute.
It's
that's
kind
cute.
of
so
that's
sweet.
At least 300 kids.
Hold on a second. Mike Pence is calling me on the other line. He might have something to say. I'm sorry, I got to skedaddle.
Yeah.
A bad sign is anytime if you're a sign language interpreter and you're standing on a slab or a patio, it's a bad sign. You need a little rise in your stage.
If you're on a stage,
When you're just standing out on a slab, it's bad. Yes,
we used to, in the first few seasons of our show, Adam, we used to have
Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah, we used to have interpreters on the side of the stage. First of all, there's a lot more deaf people coming into TV tapings than you'd think. Okay, we did a show about the statistics of the hearing impaired coming into TV tapings when they visit Los Angeles. And you want to know the top 2 shows the hearing impaired go see, Adam? The Price is Right, Wendy Williams, Dr. Phil. So we had a signer on the side of the stage, but you are right, back to your earlier point, she could not stop pounding Jimmy John's in between commercial breaks. So we had to fire her.
I knew it. I know if they pan down to their feet, they'll see sandwiches that were just waiting there for them to cut.
Oh, she had just sandwiches stacked on her feet. She did this cool trick, Adam, where, sometimes a little person, if they're sitting at courtside and they want to get a vitamin water up to their face, they'll just kind of fling it up with their foot. That's what she would do with the sandwiches.
Wow. I did not know that. Wow. Hey, Gina, can you check how Dr. Phil spells his name? Is it Fill? Because there may be some homoerotic overtones here. No disrespect. I'm going to check.
There better be a porn star.
Fill. Oh, I gotta put my safe search back on. I'm gonna get
there
arrested.
Better be a porn star named Dr. Phil.
Well, it's the highest level of flattery to have to be parodied in Pornhub. But you know what? I don't want any of that red tube crap. I'm a Pornhub guy through and through, and my wife knows that. You can ask her that on Skype.
We have a picture of Adam as Dr. Phil. And me.
Look at the panic.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You guys have
Now-
to go to adamcarolla.com and we'll throw this picture up.
Yeah.
What
It's
happened?
Maybe the
it's
video.
amazing. Well, what happened? We took this picture next to the bathroom at the Laugh Factory, right? Is
Yeah.
that right, Adam?
Yeah.
And
Right after you got off stage.
so what happened is they said to me, I said, who am I bringing up or who's coming up next? And they said, Adam Ray's coming up next. And I went, oh, good. I like that guy. And then I walked off stage and it's a dark club. And as I turned the corner, Adam in full Dr. Phil turns the corner and like runs right into me. And goes, hey, what's that? I go, what? I stopped. I was like, what is happening? Where's Adam Ray? And that's him as Dr. Phil.
Yeah. And I think I even said, I was like, huge fan of the show. You want to step into the bathroom real quick and just make this official? And then and then I think you knew it was a bit. and then, thank God we got a pick. By the way, what do you call it? A fupa? What's the front?
It's a panis.
The front bump. Yeah, a panis. Yeah. I don't know if my hand was just already out and it grew into my palm, or I think if I rested it on it. But yeah, there's a YouTube clip of me doing stand-up as Dr. Phil. I've got a 20-minute version, but they chopped it down to about 2.5 minutes, and it's on YouTube if you just type in my name and Phil. I wanted it to go viral. There we go. So that he would want me on the show, and I could pretend to be his long-lost brother or something, but no go.
I think he has a great sense of humor for that kind of thing.
It's nothing funnier. Oh, do we have a clip of Joe McHale bringing you up?
Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. fucking Phil. Dr. Phil, come on up. I can't believe nice to meet you. It's so great to meet you. Jeez, I cannot believe you're Dr. Phil.
The great Joel McHale, everybody. Keep it going for Joel McHale. That's a guy who's successful because he's failed. You have to try. You have to get up. Okay, you get knocked down, right? You fall down. You get up again. Chumbawamba said that. When you were a young boy, okay, playing with your boner, rubbing against the futon, trying to impress your dad before he walked out on your mom, what was the one thing? Oh, I can't talk about divorce? That's a very real thing. There's 66% of American couples are going to get divorced tonight. And those are just people stats. I don't make them up. I don't make up the figures. But what I do make up is sincerity and generosity for my lack of empathy.
No.
What the fuck did you just call me?
No, Noel.
Oh, Noel. Oh, and where's that accent from, Noel?
Australia.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. And now, how long have you been smuggling koalas in that chest hair?
Just since the wildfire started.
Now, way to bring the energy down, Noel. Oh, you're a real fucking bright spark of humanity, aren't you? This guy couldn't wait fucking 25 seconds to bring up the fires. Yeah, no shit, motherfucker. We know that place is burning right now. I've got the internet, Noel. You are like if weed grew into a person. You're dressed like the guy that sells me cigarettes in Grand Theft Auto. And that is my favorite game because I envision myself inside the car killing hookers. Now, Noel,
that is Adam Ray, everybody.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Dr. Phil with a PH, I'm now told. All right, let me hit now with more PH. Let me hit Simply Safe, and then we'll break and do some news. Simply Safe, home security. On 2 ways you can protect yourself. You go the traditional way. Wait a few weeks for the technicians to come by and make a mess, drilling and pulling wires and whatnot. Or you can go with Simply Safe. 2 I's in there. Simply Safe, everything you need in home security. It's award-winning protection. 2-time winner, the CNET Editor's Choice Award. Blankets your home and safety. You barely notice it's there, up and running, and you can put it up yourself and set it up yourself. You do it in 30 minutes or less. Order it all online. It all just shows up at your door. Peel and stick. Batteries last up to 10 years. An army of highly trained security experts ready to dispatch police to your home at a moment's notice, 24/7. It's Simply Safe, right, Dawson?
The Verge calls Simply Safe the best home security system. Check it out today at simplysafe.com/Adam. Get free shipping and a 60-day risk-free trial at simplysafe.com/Adam. Simplysafe.com/Adam.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with Adam Ray, Gina Grad, Bill Bryan, and the news.
Give me the news with Grad. News with Gina Grad. Breaking viral. All those crazy Trump tweets. Give me news with Gina Grad. Trouble in the Middle East. Celebrity drunk meltdowns. Need news with Gina Grad.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, since there is so much coronavirus news, today I took the liberty of at least attempting to break these up into various categories because that is it's a lot. Let's just start with the numbers. This is according to Yahoo News, just to give you sort of a baseline as we record today. Numbers of coronavirus cases worldwide have passed 370,000 to date, more than 16,000 dead, 100,000 recovered. So that's where we seem to be right now. China says it will end the lockdown of Wuhan on April 8th, which is about 2.5 months after it started.
Can we start a GoFundMe page to keep the lockdown going, like in perpetuity?
Please.
Like just always
Please.
lock down Wuhan?
Yeah.
I think I could. I don't know what it would cost to just lock it down in perpetuity, but I think I could get a lot of visitors to that page if I just start a GoFundMe page.
Yeah, and just have the Trump supporters change "lock her up" to "lock it up."
Lock it up. Lock it up. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think they'd be, yeah.
Build that Great Wall.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
That's good. Yeah, make that wall great again.
Right. There it is.
Nice.
Thank you. We were almost there. I
We're
needed
almost
you.
there.
There it is.
Yes.
So
Connect the dots.
we've talked about, several people who, celebrities have gotten it, recovered. An actress from Doctor Who, her father just died from coronavirus. Bond girl Olga Kurylenko, she's completely recovered. The actress revealed her diagnosis earlier in the month, said on Instagram by the second week her fever was gone, still had some coughing, very tired, and by the end of the week she was fine. Let's get into some postponements. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony has a new date. That new date is November 7th at the Public Hall in Cleveland. Originally scheduled for May 2nd, that wasn't going to happen. The class of 2020 made up of the Doobie Brothers, T-Rex, 9 Inch Nails, Depeche Mode, Whitney Houston, and Notorious B.I.G.
Well, it all sounds good now until 4 Doobie Brothers die between now and December.
They're of advanced age.
Natural causes, not corona.
Sure.
Yeah. Don't jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
One of them.
That's it.
It'll be broadcast on HBO. Meanwhile, of course, the Hall of Fame in Cleveland, the museum is closed. Kim Kardashian finally affecting one of us. Her beauty line, KKW, will stop shipping orders after closing the company's fulfillment center because health orders being imposed in California. For whatever reason, they can't get those out right now. New York Philharmonic canceled the rest of their season. Bad Boys for Life, opening in theaters, already opened in theaters in January. That's going to hit video on demand March 31st. So you can get your Bad Boys for Life on. Raising money / bettering yourself. Everybody wants to get in on something. Rosie O'Donnell is streaming a talk show over the weekend, and she raised $600,000 for the Actors Fund to help Broadway performers and theater workers affected by the coronavirus. Ricky Martin thinks we need to start responding to the crisis by helping first responders. So he's teaming up with,
Can I say this about the Actors Funds? I know there's a lot of Actors Funds and homes and things. Fuck actors. You picked an insane job to make a living at.
You hear that, Adam?
You know what I mean? Get a fucking real job.
That's just one piece of my pie, so I don't take offense.
I like it. I always remember when the commercial actor strike was going on in like 2001 or 1999. You guys think I'm unpopular now? You should have seen me in 2000 when I was like, fuck these commercial actors. And Jason Alexander and other heroes were like, some of these guys only work 2 days a year. And I'm like, all right, well, what if you're a fucking substitute school teacher or gardener or roofer? And you go, I only do roofing 2 days a year, but I have a family. Well, you have to get a fucking job. You have to get a job.
Find another income.
The plan isn't give the roofer $70,000 every time he comes to your house twice a year. The deal is that guy's got to get a fucking job. Acting
Well,
is
you
not
raise
a
a
job.
you raise a great point, Adam, and here's why. Because
Oh,
look, I
Tony,
am not a
Tony,
member.
yes.
I've never been a huge advocate of the Actors Fund because look, like you just said, you have to find other ways to make cash. You know, when I was on Taxi, you know, I was a recurring. I wasn't even a main guy, so there'd be days I would go 2 weeks without even being on set. And DeVito always used to say to me, he's like, "How you making money, Tony? How you doing it? How you doing it?" I go, well, you know, look, I was a mechanic, I was a chef. I did circumcisions on the weekends.
Wow.
I didn't even know how to hold the thing. I would just kind of, you know, I just kind of go by the sound. I was like, if the kid's crying, sometimes they were old. Sometimes they were like 28-year-old men, you know, because if you go online, everybody wants to get trimmed up. So I was doing a lot of jobs is the point I'm saying. So I'm with you. I don't feel bad for him.
Tony, please, please tell me you took the boxing gloves off before you picked up the scalpel.
How dare you? Well, look, and here's the fucked up part, and that's a good question. Sometimes the guys will come in and they'd want you to have them on, you know?
Oh,
so,
yeah, fetish, right?
And those are the true heroes. Those are the guys that are walking around right now with just all sorts of extra stuff going on that I couldn't get to because of the dexterity.
Right.
You know, it's just tough to, the gloves. And some
Especially
women,
the
I did
thumbless
some
ones,
female.
yeah.
Some female circumcisions with the boxing
nice.
gloves.
They asked for that?
Wow, I didn't hear about
There's still a couple pending lawsuits. We're trying to get through that.
Some
but
overseas
it's,
work.
Yeah, the virus kind of took the wind out of that sail. But so, let's, fingers crossed.
Sure.
All right, Gina, sorry.
No, please, no problem. Well, in Adam's thinking of you do the time or let the time do you, instead of planting your butt on your couch watching TV day in, day out, you can take classes from the couch now. Colleges across the country, including Ivy League schools like Harvard and Princeton and Yale, are offering free online classes right now. You can enroll through platforms called Coursera, Coursera, and edX, EDX.
Are they free?
Yes, a lot of them are free, and you can audit them for free. I know that there's other ones that if you want a certificate of completion or stuff, that'll cost you, $50. But these are all free classes.
Whatever it costs, take a Harvard class, whatever it is, and then you can forever refer to yourself as the Harvard educated Adam Ray.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That is a great idea. Definitely doing that.
You need to be smart enough to use your own name in place of
Yeah,
Adam.
that's probably.
I think we should tell those people if they're junior college material and they're getting a Harvard degree and their name is Ed Justin, they shouldn't go, look at me as the Harvard educated Adam Ray.
Harvard educated, your name here.
Right, your name here. But don't say your name here.
Don't say that.
Right.
So Donald Trump may push to reopen businesses, defying the advice of health experts, this according to Washington Post. Under growing pressure to rescue the economy in this free fall, he said Monday that he may soon loosen federal guidelines for social distancing and encourage shuttered businesses to reopen. That does defy a lot of public health experts who have warned that doing this accelerates the spread of the coronavirus, or even allowing it to rebound while they're, we're trying to flatten the curve. So we'll see what happens with that.
So balance. I wish they would open barber shops. I want to get my hair cut.
It's my time, baby.
Oh, boy.
It's my time.
You're living large. I want a haircut, something fierce. Maybe I'll get Olga to do it. The point is they could have one person go in and just sit down and get your hair cut and then leave. I don't feel it is that dangerous.
Are they going to put the scissors on the end of a broomstick? They have to be 6 feet away from you.
Yeah, but I walk all day. I pass people on trails and streets. I walk right past you. Oh, I do.
Adam, are you
closing those trails?
Yes.
Adam, would you consider a new look? You know how sometimes when there's like a writer's strike or some sort of strike, people grow beards or something to kind of be like, I'm out of work. I'm just out of work, so I'm going to mix it up. So I don't have to be. Are you going to grow like a Corona?
You're right. You're right. This is a kind of a Letterman. I'm not doing the show anymore, or where they put on. All of a sudden, they have glasses and gray hair and a beard or something. You're like, what happened to Colbert or whatever? That's his. I'm not working beard. Yeah.
A hoodie and a leather jacket.
I'm just going to do that with my ball sack. Like my thing is like, I'm just going to pull the sack out and that'll be,
that's
like,
how
hey,
we'll
man,
know.
I'm just around. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I'm not doing the beard.
Yeah, hey, 6 feet, man, 6 feet.
Right. That's right.
I was thinking of what's the bad Batman with the extra cartoony Tim Burton one with the water supplies tainted? Brian.
Brian.
The worst of the Batman was Batman Forever.
Is that the one with the bat dance?
Oh, how dare you!
I'm just making a comparison between we're going to see a lot of talking heads that are doing CNN and Fox from home that aren't getting their hair colored.
Oh, no.
That don't have their makeup artist.
Oh, stop.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
referencing the good Batman from '89. The Tim.
That's the good one?
The first one was a legit good movie. I have no problem.
Chris gives a thumbs up. All right. Either way, sorry, the good Batman, where everyone just starts falling apart because they're not using water. I think that's going to happen to all of our correspondents, all of our talking heads. Nobody's getting their hair did, their nails. Although there was a picture going around of nail salons doing nails one by one with a woman sitting on the outside of the salon, putting her fingers through the mail slot.
That's good.
So some genius is doing
Hold
that.
on. How do you spell mail?
M-A-L-E.
Hold on. Let her do it. Google me right.
M-A-L-E.
Yeah.
Gina, that would be amazing if that were actually true and we found out Anderson Cooper is like a 60-year-old Filipino woman. He's like, I didn't have my spray tan.
That's
and
right.
he's doing his own nails now that he's a 60-year-old Filipino woman.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so
all right,
a couple bucks.
I'm just saying the fucking barber shop, just let them come in by appointment.
They can stay open. Yeah,
haircut.
I think
I
some
agree.
businesses can adjust. I
make
do.
essential.
Now, do you think that this? I mean, have you voiced your opinions on if things reopen in 2 weeks? If that's too early or not, or should they just kind of throw caution to the wind and everybody just figure it out?
Well, here's my opinion. The proclamation. And we do have a land full of people that make proclamations now. Like if one person dies and that's one person too many, I'm sorry, not allowed to do that when you're talking about taking an entire civilization and economy and just grinding it to a halt. You just can't. There has to be some sort of balance. It's going to adversely affect some people. Yes. But then other people are losing livelihoods and businesses and it's adversely affecting them. So we have to find some sort of balance. I think Well, I think you'll kind of know it when you see it. I think reasonable people will know it when you see it. I think we're living in this fucking weird scare vortex right now because I drilled this shit out of Drew and I said, Drew, why is it in LA County we don't have the ages of any of the people that perished except for the one young guy? Please tell me something about your HIPAA oath or Hippocratic oath or the HIPAA laws or something. And he's like, there's no logical reason why they're not reporting how old the people are who died. They're just saying over 60 or over 65. And the only logical reason to them not giving us the fact the guy was 89 or 84 is because they are fanning a flame. They're scaremongering. I think that the news is doing it. Now, they're not doing it because they're bad. They're doing it because it's a ratings bonanza. It's
oh God.
We're all in. But you now have to realize that almost everything you hear is coming from a perspective of sensationalism, and you're going to have to vet it. That's the sad part. And it doesn't mean that most of the stuff isn't true. Like, hey, this is social distancing, good. Shutting businesses, good. It's going to stop the spread. But ultimately, it's kind of like, when you talk to a doctor and you fuck your knee up, and he goes, how did you do it? And you go, snowboarding. And he goes, no more snowboarding for you. And you go, well, but I'm a professional snowboarder. And he goes, okay, well, that's enough of that. Like, okay, that's what he's saying. I get it. He doesn't want you to hurt your knee again. At some point, I have to rehab and go back out on the slopes. And I'm going to risk injury. But it's a business. It's a business decision. So at some point, the clubs that you and I work at are going to have to deem it not 1,000% safe enough for us to go.
Wow, and then disclaimers are gonna have to be, the same way where it says like dive at your own risk, or certain pools will have signs that say no diarrhea, but it's like if you want to, you risk getting kicked out of your.
It always reminds me to make extra duty. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I mean,
but, so there will be signs on certain clubs that say like, we clean things down, we do this, but maybe they provide masks for people. Enter at your own risk, like a laser tag situation where the pedophile gets to work at.
Thank you. Sorry,
just me.
So there's somebody who agrees but does it with a little more flair. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, not the other Dan Patrick, said on Fox News, I think he was talking to Tucker actually, Monday night, that lots of grandparents would be willing to give up their lives in order to save the economy for their grandchildren. And he's one of them.
I talked to my dad. He said no.
Oh, okay. So it's a one in, one out.
He sent a text back, said he looked forward to burying everybody who was younger than him.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, here's a clip of him explaining this to Tucker. It's a long clip, but this is the part about him saying that the personal sacrifice he would make.
Tucker, no one reached out to me and said, as a senior citizen, are you willing to take a chance on your survival in exchange for keeping the America that all America loves for your children and grandchildren? And if that's the exchange, I'm all in. And that doesn't make me noble or brave or anything like that. I just think there are lots of grandparents out there in this country, like me, I have 6 grandchildren, that what we all care about and what we love more than anything are those children. And I want to, live smart and see through this, but I don't want the whole country to be sacrificed.
Here's the thing. If you're going to go on Tucker and make proclamations about sacrificing because you're a senior citizen, you got to back off the Just for Men that day. You know what I mean? Because you're flying in the face of your own proclamation. You only go, not a 2-scooper. You take it on the Just
This ain't Raisin Bran, baby. You got to go 1.
Because I'm looking at the senior citizen, the beautiful brown hair, and I'm like, what? He's who?
You don't get a vote?
Yes.
You're right.
He's a hero. By the time, anytime someone says, I'm not saying I'm a hero, you're introducing the word hero.
That's all you're saying. That's right.
All you're saying.
Speaking of heroes,
unprovoked.
Speaking of heroes, billionaire Elon Musk has delivered 1,000 ventilators to California Governor Gavin Newsom following a statewide shortage. Musk
well, to be fair, he got the deposit on 1,000.
That's right. Mr. Barnum.
We don't know if they'll ever be delivered or not, but everyone is paid up front for the ventilators.
That's right.
We'll see if they're delivered or not.
He, according to TMZ, which so you should know, Musk recently started making the ventilators at one of his Tesla factories.
The greatest lament, the greatest heartache I have, the most devastated I am by this whole coronavirus ordeal is the interruption of TMZ.
Sure.
This is
a real
tragedy. They're not essential?
Adam, I kid for a living, right? I kid for a living. I'm not kidding now. I'm not. This is no joke. This is no joke. I miss the shit out of TMZ. I have to watch old cobbled together snippets from LAX when things were normal and happy, folks, C-listers getting off the airplane. It is not, I'm not right. I don't know if I ever will be right again. There's a certain hole in me that can only be filled by Harvey Levin.
Thoughts and prayers.
There's way too much footage of me outside of a Dairy Queen in Scottsdale waiting for them to reopen at 10 a.m. And we don't need that. We don't need that.
And hole is spelled with an H. Sorry, just for clarity. Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Yes,
TMZ.
go ahead.
It's not on. It's all fucked up.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
It sucks.
Yeah. Maybe online, but it's not. They're not in the newsroom.
Oh, God.
No,
how devastating.
I don't like it.
In the category of bored celebrities, boy, oh boy, are people putting some weird shit online lately. We had the Madonna pasta fried fish Vogue. We had all kinds of stuff. And there is a new one to behold, and I'd like to roll it out here. Bono and will.i.am felt that their voices needed to be heard. And Bono posted a song on St. Patrick's Day about the coronavirus. And now that he got a little help with a new version, he called it Let Your Love Be Known. Now it's called Sing for Life. And it features Bono and will.i.am and Jennifer Hudson. And will.i.am posted the video onto YouTube and wrote, "This song was created to bring joy in times like these. Creative people must continue to collaborate. I'm going to let the song speak for itself." This is about halfway through the song. Really listen.
Everybody talking about isolation. Everybody trying not to feel fear. The got me worried about my occupation. Damn. And I can't buy tissue for my tears. Yeah. Maybe I said the wrong thing. No, you didn't, no, you didn't, no, you didn't. Yes, I made you smile. Yes, you did, but listen, everybody talk about social distancing, but we just wanna go in the crowd and just dance away the pain. But you can't touch, but you can sing across rooftops, sing to me down the phone.
So that's an offer.
Is this virus going to ruin music?
It may have already begun.
It's on its way.
Oh, God. Jesus, mother of Christ. From
Yeah.
bathtubs to fucking balconies.
That's right.
The new album from Cher. I would have rather watched Cher play with herself with a Slurpee straw than see 2 more minutes of that. Oh, my.
All I want is
Sorry for the
Bono.
visual.
I want Bono.
Is that an option?
The Edge and Will.i.am to be in a room creating, and then Larry comes walking in from YouTube. They go, "Oh, Larry.
Larry Mullins.
Hello, Bono. Will.i.am is here in The Edge. What do you want, Larry?" He's like, "I thought I could contribute." With a name like Larry, you thought you could contribute.
Oh.
You thought that you could artistically contribute to what Will.i.am is doing, The Edge and Bono? Larry? Huh. Do you have a friend named?
Yeah, I'm in my local choir.
What's that, Larry?
I'm in my local choir, man. I sing all the time.
Larry, you know,
yeah,
there was a group called Bread. It's not really Brad, but it's Bread. Maybe you could join them so you could make some bread. We're gonna
but I'm here now. I'm here now.
Right, but we got a guy with a cooler name.
Hudson.
We got a guy.
All right.
We got
All right.
Will.i.am. That's right. We're gonna bring him in. So you go ahead. I will bet you, Larry, if that. Oh, we know that's your real name, of course. That's your real name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no shit. Yeah. Who else?
My birth certificate.
Who would make up Larry? Now,
you're funny.
Yeah. Hey, nom de plume. Leave the room. That's what I want to say. So I would bet you, Larry, that you could join a YouTube cover band.
How about L Dog? How about L Dog? Huh?
Yeah, it's too late.
No?
Too late in the game.
Okay.
Too late in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A YouTube cover band.
No, it doesn't. You know what this is? This is like in Full House when they tried to come up with a catchphrase for Blackie.
Oh.
What's the name of their
Uncle Joey?
With Uncle Joey. You know, it was like season 4, and he started going, "Lord have mercy," but it never caught on.
Oh, you mean Uncle Jesse?
Uncle Jesse, yeah. Uncle Joey
Jesse
was cut it out or cut it off. You know, one of those, yeah.
Right. He tried to do a Lord have mercy. It never got on. This is what L Dog. This is what the L Dog is for you. We've been in this band for 34 years. L Dog.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Here's my challenge to you, Larry.
Sure.
You could join a YouTube cover band and never be made. You would never think that you were actual member of YouTube. The band.
I'm into it.
Your
Go
old
on.
Band, my band, our band, Will.i.am's new band. Thank you.
I'm in.
All right. Well, you're going to have to talk. You're going to have to talk to the guys who manage Me Too. figure out whether you need a bass player or not.
That name's still holding up these days?
Yeah, the whole movement did set him back a little bit. All right, let's do one more, Gina Grant.
All right. Well, there's other stir-crazy celebrities, but let's do a good one. Joe Buck, maybe a little bored at home. He wants to try and add some levity. So he is coping with the suspension of action by doing play-by-play announcing for anyone who submits anything to him.
She's big north of the border.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fox
How much
Sports
is he
announcer-
charging?
Well, I'll tell you, he will do the play-by-play for just about anything. He's only asking that if he picks your video, you make a donation somewhere to help people during the coronavirus. And that's all he asks. He got the ball started. He'll show you how it's done. He is announcing action inside his own home with his wife and child. Here's what you could get if you submitted your video.
This is called negotiation, ladies and
Do
gentlemen.
you want to watch?
Michelle on the left
Do you wanna
is
watch a
trying to
Blaze
prepare
Quiz?
dinner. Wyatt on the right fighting back a yawn,
Do you
dressed
wanna
like
watch a Blippi?
kind of a half-assed Fred
You
Flintstone.
do wanna watch a
And
Blippi?
he wants to watch Blippi, folks. Oh, and he's hit his mom. He has hit his mom. Mom is playing it up. Wyatt is crying. All hell is broken loose inside this house. Quarantine day 7. For us, it's about day 13.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, but they're hugging. Everything has come back together.
Blippi.
Hey, Max Pata, send him over that snuff film I pulled off the dark web.
Yeah.
You know, coincidentally, I am narrating any video where you make a salad in less than 2 minutes. I also will narrate any sort of high school fight that you had that you're looking to resurrect over the phone. I will also narrate for a small fee if you donate to a charity of my choice. I will narrate any animal attack video from 1994 to 1997. And finally, if you order now, Dr. Phil will narrate any cum shot between 2005 and 2008 only on RedTube. So,
you know, it strikes me we're leaving money on the table. Remember when the whole bum fighting thing was sweeping the nation?
yes, sure. Yes, remember, still living it.
That's back when bums were at a premium. Like, you know what I mean? You'd
And
have
to bring it full circle, that's the guy that Dr. Phil kicked off his show because he dressed like Dr. Phil.
What?
Well, you know,
Remember that?
Wow.
That was the
Wow,
bum fights
wow.
guy.
It sounds
Oh my
vaguely
And he's
familiar.
like, I'm gonna settle this guy's hash. Come out here, and he dressed like Dr. Phil, and everyone's like, "Ooh!" He's like, "Get out! I don't even want to talk to you anymore." That was the guy.
That's amazing.
My mind is blown.
I did
now,
a clip.
now
I did a clip.
Right.
Well, now, okay, so now here's the interesting thing. Did I know that somewhere in the recesses of my mind? And Dr. Phil, Adam Ray, did he summon that in me? Because I don't bring up bum fights very often.
If ever.
I
Rarely.
don't.
You
Now,
don't.
if you said to me, do you remember the episode where the guy who directed and produced bum fights came onto the Dr. Phil show dressed like Dr. Phil and they throw him off, I'd go, I have no idea what you're talking about. But is it somewhere stuck in my brain from 2002?
It's possible.
It
It comes
might be.
up. Dr. Phil kicks bum fights producer Ty Beeson off the show when he dresses like him.
Dude, that is a title that'll get me to double click immediately. Just the same way, like if I read like McDonald's McNugget dad drive-through fight, I am double clicking so quick.
For sure.
I'm saying, like, you used to have to walk 5 blocks to find a bum. Now you swing a cat around, you hit 15 bums in Los Angeles. This is prime bum fighting season. We need entertainment. The Lakers are down. The Clippers are down. The Kings are down.
We got to gamble on something.
Yeah, so one of them gets coronavirus. Big whoop. Come on, let's have him go at it. What this guy dressed? He not only he dressed like Phil, he became Dr. Phil, right?
Phil was
Let's
fuming.
look at it.
Did you do the voice?
Yeah, watch
Let's
it.
see it.
The tape? I don't want to talk to you.
Why not?
That's despicable. I don't want to talk to you. You can go.
It's a sincere form of flattery. What are we talking about?
Oh,
If you
my
think,
God.
If you think I exploit people, every time you bring a guest on this show, you exploit them and spread whatever the problems they have to the whole world. You think that's helping them?
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. You can go.
You know what? Who do you think you are, huh?
Bye. Hey, bud, come on.
Huh?
I
No,
like
I'm not
this
finished
guy's
talking
from
to
the
you.
40s.
Yeah, you are.
Who do
No,
you
I'm
think
not.
you are, huh?
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Huh?
Yeah, you are.
What?
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Can I say this?
Sorry.
I mean, I
would
love
like
the
to
people
have-
in the background. They're like, "You're fucking with Dr. Phil. You fuck with the wrong doctor."
I'd like to have a gallery around me at all times, and I'd be like in the kitchen, and I'd go.
Kind of do.
Lynette, you think it's right to call Grubhub when Olga's already made meatloaf?
Yeah. Yeah, come on. She works hard on a meal.
Keep telling yourself that. You can go.
So I pay the mortgage, and I have to empty the recycling bucket.
That's not right.
Yeah, you're fucking with the wrong Adam.
That's right. I just like that idea of the small gallery that claps every time I make a proclamation.
Oh, how much does that cost? How
My
much would
mind
it
is
cost
blown. It is blown.
To hire, yeah.
And
I love this guy.
are you telling me that with all the prep and all the producing and all the heads up, that Dr. Phil had no idea a guy was about to come on stage dressed exactly like him?
Well, let's break down
Great
the
point,
game.
Gina.
Let's break
Thank
down
you.
the game film. He's wearing the same color suit and tie that Dr.
Kinda,
Phil was wearing.
yeah, I think
right?
so.
I was thinking this through because I noticed that right away. I'm like, holy shit, he's dressed exactly like him. If he's smart, he could have pulled it off without their knowledge because he obviously going with a manager or, makeup person, whatever. He could have brought 3 suits, dark, gray, and blue, for example, and like whatever Phil's wearing that day. Between the time the show started and the time they brought him out, he could have put it on.
And he's got the full bald hairpiece.
The skull cap.
The hairpiece is pretty impressive.
Now,
Got
do
the
you even
mustache.
think? Do you even think Phil the same way that like they say like Leno would come by a guest
Oh, to say
room
hi.
before the Tonight Show and be like, to say hi and you think, are you all excited for the show? It's gonna be great. We'll talk about whatever. We'll have a good time. You think Phil pops by and was like, I like that mustache. I like that suit. I like, hey, you missed a spot up top. I'm just kidding. We're gonna have some fun out there. I'll see you out there in about 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna go take a quick doctor shit. that's a little backstage joke. I'll see you outside in front of the audience. Cut to, keep telling yourself that. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
yes.
maybe he was
You gotta
on his
wonder.
side and
Yes.
all ratings.
Well, let's all right. First things first. I'll be honest. If I met someone who was dressed just like me, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, I was just listening to some John High before I jumped in the freezing swimming pool," I'd go, "This kid's got it," and I'd leave the room. Like I would. So maybe Phil just saw like his doppelganger at the beginning. He was like, "This kid's sharp. Let's talk to him." But how did he walk out there and sit down and everything? Like, how does this
I'm
work?
flabbergasted.
Is it possible that Phil had no idea that one segment producer, like in the back, someone with a headset didn't say something? Or did they think it was just good theater?
It is good theater. And Brian's
great
right.
theater.
That is the same suit.
Yeah.
Here's where a costume creation can go unnoticed. I went on the show Blind Date in college twice. I wore wigs both times. Okay. The first time they did not know, and halfway through I tell one of the producers, "Hey man, I'm wearing a wig," and the guy goes, "The fuck?" And I go, "Yeah man." He goes, "Why?" I go, "Because I'm in college and this show's weird and I'm not trying to meet the love of my life." And he's like, "All right, touche, take it easy." He's like, "All right." He's like, "Can we give the girl scissors?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. You just had me give her a Hebrew lesson in the Glendale Park and she's drunk on Manischewitz and we did body shots. I don't think I want a drunk white chick from Chico with scissors attacking the Jews, but it'd be great TV." And I go, "All right." So he gave her the scissors. She pulled my wig off, whatever. She didn't know. Point being, the whole crew didn't know, but that's Blind Date. You think Dr. Phil's crew didn't know that this guy was coming in?
I don't know. I would say we should research it a little and try to get back with it in tomorrow's show, because I don't know.
You can't just leave this alone.
But I do find that it's
continued.
Interesting that Adam Ray, the nation's leading Dr. Phil impersonator, was on our show when we brought up bum fights, and thankfully Gina Grad had the presence of mind to remember that.
One of my favorite episodes.
All right, let me hit ZipRecruiter hiring. You are multiple job sites and resumes, confusing review process. Today's hiring is so much easier. Just go to one place, ZipRecruiter.com/Adam. ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards. Plus, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience and invites them to apply to your job as applicants come rolling in. ZipRecruiter analyzes each one and spotlights top candidates so you never miss a great potential match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So people are home. The economy's getting shaken up a little bit. People are going to have to look for new jobs. Employers are looking for new folks as well. Let's go with ZipRecruiter. Right, Dawson?
Right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/Adam. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ADAM. ZipRecruiter.com/Adam. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
All right, let's see. Let's give a plug. The podcast About Last Night with Adam Ray and Brad Williams, of course, available on Apple Podcasts. The Instagram Live every Monday and Friday at 8:30 p.m. with Brad Williams, too, as well. And you can follow Adam at Adam Ray Comedy as well. Adam, are we missing any plugs from you?
I think that's it. I think, I got a cartoon on Hulu coming out in June, so I'll probably plug, it's with Seth Green, all the Robot Chicken guys, Tony Hale, Breckenmeyer. It's like a filthy medieval time show. It's all claymation, and it's on Hulu June, called Crossing Swords. So
And for
yeah.
I'll keep us posted.
Yeah, so
just so people can find Hulu, it's WHO.
Right.
Who?
Yeah.
Like Whoville.
Think of Wuhan.
Lou. Yeah, thank you. You can go to adamcarolla.com and you can check out all our stuff at the YouTube page as well. And if you want to pre-order my book, I'm Your Emotional Support Animal, you can do that. Just click through us at Amazon, and it helps. So, until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Adam Ray and Gina Gradenball Bryan saying, mahalo.
Follow the Adam Carolla Show on Twitter at Adam Carolla Show. Follow the Ace Man on Twitter at Adam Carolla. You can leave us a voicemail at 888-634-1744 and get everything you need for the show at adamcarolla.com.